Okay, we've got an understock of beech. We're going to graft a variety of beech onto this one. What we're going to do first is reduce that understock, the top out, and then we're going to find an appropriate place on the understock to graft. We've also got to find something that matches as close as we can a caliper so that we can get a nice knit. Okay, so our first step is to make a nice slash cut on the understock. Okay, we've got a nice exaggerated cut there, and you can see how far I've gone in. I've tried to make it as symmetrical as I can. It's very important to match up as much of that tissue as you can. Here's a nice piece of sign wood here. We're going to sometimes, when we're working with bigger wood like this, we might have to make 2 or 3 slash cuts to get to that final piece. We want to try to make it as long and linear and as exaggerated as we can. Then we turn it over and we're going to make a nice short cut. It might take 2 or 3 good strokes. We want to be as symmetrical as we can in our piece. The long slash cut will go against the understock, and the shorter piece will be where the flap that we've created. Okay, there you go. They fit right in there very nicely. You can see that. Okay, now we're going to attempt to tie it up, and what's really important is that we get a really good bond with that understock. So we're going to start with tying the rubber band below the cut, and we're going to match up that sign wood to the understock the best we can, and then we're going to have a nice wrap all the way around. Now it's very important that we keep the rubber band flat, because if we twirl it or bind it in any way, this can cause problems down the road. So first things first, we're going to wrap that understock to the sign wood as tightly as we can and work our way all the way down, securing the sign piece. Okay, at this point the thing to do would be to work our way back up a couple of good movements, and then we're going to make a bridge. We're always going to leave a gap. You can see very closely where the flap is and the sign wood meets. We're going to make at least a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch bridge, and we're going to secure it to that understock. Okay, at this point we have a large flap and the flap we created when we tied the rubber band. We'll cross over, push it through, make a simple knot, and then one more simple knot, and then we've got it secured. At that point I usually cut a little bit off because I'd like to paint it or wax it, and it makes it just a little bit easier. But we've got a nice smaller piece of sign wood in relationship to the understock, and it should be able to support that graft. If you look down here, you'll see a nice tight union, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for good healing.